Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be finishing my mountain and maybe finish off the lighthouse. I don't really know yet, but I'm definitely going to be also adding, like, filling in the bit inside the queue so it's more better if you put it that way. Also, I'm sorry if I did end up recording me building this mountain, like what I've built so far on it, but I think my software just cut off and it didn't let me record anymore. I didn't really ended up talking to myself for quite a bit until I realised it's not recording. So yeah, I fixed some other issues then, like that bit there that was interfering. I had a little path down there. Then when we come around here, I'm gonna make it so it goes into a little cave. But yeah, I'm just gonna end up finishing this off, and then that's what when it goes into the station. So it's going into like a house, if you put it that way. I also might change this on the ride, so I might put a brake run like here before it goes in. I think that'd be a bit better, but for definite I'm going to be finishing off this mountain and probably adding some vegetation and end up finishing off the lighthouse. So to get started, I think I'm going to first of all I'm going to go down here and I'm just going to start finishing off the mountain. So I've got to make sure all my precision build modes are enabled. So we could place that down however we like, and then we can edit from there. So what we're going to do now, I'm just going to make this a little tiny bit smaller. We don't want it as big. And then I'm going to change my moving and all that. No snapping. 11.25 so we don't go off the grid. You get me? That's going to sit there nicely. In fact, I might not start on that. I'm gonna go into my scenery, get a bit primitive, and we're gonna go from there. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna make an area, box off area where it goes into the mountain. I just don't want it to be interfered too much. So we're going to extend that down. So now we're going to pull it across and then we're going to extend it. And then extend it again. So we get like that. And then we're going to twist it up. And then we're going to push that into the side of the mountain. I'm just going to stand on the track so I know what's applicable or not. So we can have that there like that. And then we're just going to pull that across. And then what we're going to do, we're going to get a floor. First of all, I'm going to pull it over to this side. And then we're going to pull it across again. And same again. But we're going to make it a tiny bit small so we don't lose money. Alright, so once we've got this, I think that's a bit too large, but be right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sort something out with that roof. So I'm gonna cut and copy this. And I'm gonna destroy that as well. And we just gotta make sure that it doesn't interfere as much. So I'm gonna copy that. Thin it out slightly, and I'm just going to extend it like there, so that's the furthest we can go up. Extend it sideways, And this way as well. And then slightly down. Like that. I think that'll do. Just make sure it's not really interfering. And then once we've got that, bring this down. And then we're going to start to build our... First of all, that needs sorting as well, but that'll all get covered up anyway. So, just going to bring it up like that. Well, I'm going to climb on here, and then we're going to place that. Actually, I'm going to extend it a bit, and then we're going to place it. And then we're going to tilt him down, and I'm going to get something like this. I think I'm going to end up deleting this here. And then we're going to copy it again. So once we've got that, we're going to bring him up, extend him, make him a bit thin, a bit thicker than that, and then we're going to extend him. Just got to make sure it doesn't collide. So we can have that till about up there. And then we're going to have to start to go down slightly here. So we're going to go on an incline. And then we're going to push him in a bit down. And there we go. I'm going to extend him until we get something like that. Then I'm just going to fill in these gaps here. Like so. And then same again, really. And then this just go up a bit, and then that's gonna match. Like that, and then I'm just gonna shorten him a bit. And then this quite quickly gets us a little opening so I can build my rocks around it. It doesn't look the best at the moment, but it will come together quite quickly, and you'll find that out shortly. So what we're going to do, shorten him, extend him, twist him round, pull him down, and we only really want it to come in, so that's going to have to come out like so. And then we're going to bring him up, make sure he's on the ground, so he's in it. And then we're going to bring that up like so. And then just got to make sure it doesn't know there's like an area or a perimeter where the ride, so where the mountain doesn't interfere with the ride. I think that will do. So I'm just gonna paint it all. So we're gonna go pick our usual rock colour, and let's pick our rock, make sure selects that, deselect all this, and then we just got to paint all this, really. And then once we go in here, paint all these bits. There we go. And once we've got this, I'm going to paint that. And then once we go down here, just gotta make sure, there we go. going to paint all these rocks the same colour. And then once we've done this, like that, I'm just going to get that rock, all the rocks and the rock works, and I'm just going to build it around. So we're going to copy that, and we're going to go down here. I've got to make sure it doesn't penetrate inside, so that's what we've got to really be careful for. And we're going to pull them up, shrink him a bit, and then we're going to put him in. This guy is going to come down really like that. Don't want it interfering with that. That's the only problem. When I'm building rocks like this, you've just got to watch out. So I think I'm just going to focus on this bit here. So I'm going to pull him across over here, untilt him a bit, let's twizzle him round. Then we get this, and then we're just going to do the same really. So now we're going to pull him down. I really want this to go where it comes out, so I'm going to pull him down here, and then make sure it comes out into an area like this. So it's like that, and then we're just going to bring him up. And we get quite a cool bit here. Make sure they don't bang their heads. And then we can pull him down, move him around a bit, and then we can pull him on the floor. And then push him in. Do all sorts really. And then we're gonna twist him up like this, and then push him down, and then into this bit here. And then make sure he's not nice and straight like so. And then we're gonna push him in here and make him really small, just so it doesn't interfere with that track piece there. And then we're going to pull him across. And then we're going to do this just until we get a nice little opening. Like so. And then I'm gonna pull him down slightly, in, and then we quite quickly get like a little rock opening like this. So when you go, I'm probably gonna do that on the other side, but for now I just need to finish like the base work of the mountain. So that's going to be like the centerpiece of my ride. So we're going to be bringing him over here, like so. Pull him down, and we're just going to work on this bit. And then same again. No, it's pretty repetitive, but it's a lot of copy and pasting, which is pretty boring and simple, to be honest. Well, you just got to take your time. Patience is key. So we're going to push him down, and then bring him across. Wait for my lag to stop, because that's very annoying. And yeah, I think my game might have crashed. Yep. just like I said, sorry for that, it's just not my